So what you're saying is that the film is like the golf course.
Right.
Because each is completely man-made, giving the illusion of naturalness.
Right.
And you see it as your responsibility to cut through the illusion?
Yeah.
So why didn't you put the introduction in the middle of the film?
A few summers ago, my friends Lucky, the Wiz, and I decided to get together. You see, the Wiz had his car for the day, and we wanted to go somewhere. Could he hit the lights? We decided to go to the neighborhood where I grew up. Next slide, please. It's a place where not much happens, you know. People drive here and there trying to entertain themselves. Drive to work, drive to the movies, drive to play golf. You hit the lights? We weren't really sure what we were going to do. Lucky suggested we go buy spray paint and do some graffiti. I was not keen. Luckily, I knew that at that time of the day in the suburbs, it'd be very hard to get your hands on a can of spray paint. However, Lucky persisted with his let's fuck shit up talk, and I thought to myself, I can justify fucking up a golf course. I mean, what is a golf course but an act of vandalism itself? An oxymoron. A man-made natural environment. So I told Lucky and the Wiz that we could go to my mom's house, pick up some garden equipment, and then I'd sneak us into this golf course the back way. Hey, Mom.
You should have told me you were coming.
It was a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Well, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Listen, have you met Lucky no, I know you've met Lucky, but have you met the Wiz?
Nice to meet you, Mr. Wiz.
Could we borrow some garden equipment?
What for?
Oh, I'll bring it back tonight.
What are you up to?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. You know, guys, I don't feel at all good about that.
Yeah, sissy. Don't worry about it, man. It's nothing. Slim?
Yeah.
First off, it wasn't like this at all.
What?
But you should still be back there in the reeds.
Oh.
And secondly, we brought whiskey. And this isn't even a real hill, man. It doesn't slope down on the other side.
Yeah.
And what's with all this secrecy crap, man? I mean, it's not like anyone could use this as evidence in court.
Listen, I'm gonna go back by the reeds and wait for my cue. I've never done anything like this before.
Come on, Slim, or there'll be nothing left for you.
So why didn't you put the introduction in the middle of the film? So what you're saying is that the film is like the golf course.
Right.
Because each is completely man-made, giving the illusion of naturalness.
Right.
You see it as your responsibility to cut through the illusion?
Yeah.
So why didn't you put the introduction in the middle of the film?
I'm done. sat there for probably 5 minutes.
More like 20 minutes.
Yeah, thanks, Lucky. It was more like 20 minutes. And feeling the cold, filthy water flow around me until the coast was clear, and then I could negotiate the bank behind me. I crawled up and into the forest. Anyway, you see, when I got to the edge of the forest, I expected cops to be swarming around. And so I hid behind this tree and tried to think of the least conspicuous way to cross the road. Anyway, that was when I heard the siren go. I was scared shitless, and I peeked my head around and saw an ambulance go by. Anyway, I figured the least conspicuous way to cross the street would probably be to take my shirt off and act like a tough guy. So I took off the wet shirt and walked across the street. Anyway, when I got to the car, Lucky told me that he'd lost my mom's trowel and that he'd replace it. Then Lucky and the Wiz told me they had a surprise for me. So they took me around to the trunk of the car, opened the trunk up, and inside was the flag from the green that I hadn't seen them take. They insisted that I keep the flag. I didn't want it. I probably told them to fuck themselves, but they insisted that I keep it. And so when we got back to my house, they planted it in my garden. Who the fuck did this? Did anybody see someone do this? What kind of asshole would do this to my set?
Cut. Scene 43, take 1, roll 2. Cut.